I like this thing. It whips. Y'all hear the whip? That's nice. So what this thing is effectively a hidden small sword blade that goes into a aircraft aluminum tube. I like this thing. Y'all know, Redwolf swords and survival. I like swords. I like having options. These are of questionable legality in a lot of places. But out here, my own property, my buddies' places, something thrown in your car they can't really get mad about. It's kind of fun to have a pocket sword around. I've debated how good of a sword it is. I've debated how good of a survival option it might be. But I like it. It's fun. I picked up a what do you call these things? I want to call it a stopper, but they use them for putting on chair legs to keep it from scooting along the floor instead of picking up a proper walking stick one. These things are awesome. They come in a 4-pack for like $1.50, and I've got 2 canes that I use them on, and I've only managed to break one in about 4 years. It's a pretty nifty thing right there. As a weapon, this is a pretty solid baton right here. I mean, I would say that the only problem with this shaft right here is the paint chips a little bit. Yeah, I can't see what all y'all have in there, but I'm not particularly careful with this. I take it when I get in the car, I just throw it over into the other seat, let it bang around. People drop them, they run around. It does pretty good. I just don't like that it shows. I'd like something a little bit tougher. These run, I think they run somewhere between like 80 and 130 bucks. Pretty good deal. As a weapon here, if you need control, the balance is really good right here, especially with this little rubber stopper. If you need an impact weapon, you got a pretty good thing here. I might go whacking on some stuff in a minute. The blade, the way it's designed, you got a nice flat portion right here, and it's pretty much no taper, comes straight down, but it's got just a straight grind, almost like a Scandi grind, straight in, which means it's probably going to chip when you hit bone or something really hard like that, but it cuts really deep, it cuts in really easy, and the thrust is awesome. I should have brought something pressurized like a Coke can out here so y'all could see it. I have not sharpened this. It does have a little bit, some kind of flash points here, and I don't know if that's because it's a little dull or if that's because it's been bouncing around in the sheath and pulling out. You do have to be careful when pulling it out. It's like a sort of a Victorian era steel scabbard saber or something like that, where you don't want to just grind the edge off pulling it out. The fixture into the grip here, it's got what looks like polymer pegs. I haven't bothered trying to take them out, and it's sealed into the shaft with these O-rings. And while that might not seem like the most secure thing, they're stiff. I haven't had any trouble with them. I probably pulled this thing out of here 40-50 times to do various stuff, and it can come out real easy in a hurry, but I try to be careful to take care of my edge. The spine is solid until that very tip end bit. I would say all in all this thing probably weighs pound and a half, maybe something like that. It's real, I mean, y'all can see it's fun to play with. And for if you're in a shit hit the fan survival scenario, home invasion, if it's all you manage to grab, or you're in a legality where you can actually carry these, this would be a very effective self-defense tool. It's easy enough to carry, it's easy to store, but even people that know about sword canes don't look at this. It's not flashy compared to a Bowie knife. Would you rather go up against? Would you rather fight a Bowie knife with or go up against this? You still got this in your offhand as a backup weapon. You have a shillelagh. You can block, strike, do all your stuff with this. I like them. That said, we're not here just to hear me talk. Let me turn the camera around. Let's cut some stuff. All right. You see here, I'm pretty sure I'm in frame. There's a lot of thickets and stuff over here, but this just, I think I'm going to start with just a wrist flick instead of a full chop. I'm just going to flick at it. These aren't particularly much of anything, but they just, if this was, this isn't much, but you get some really nice clean cuts. And bushcrafter argument, you get stuck out with this thing. See where Picasso ends right there. Oh God, you got the world's longest bushcraft knife. But little things like this, little thickets and stuff, are always there. They're always in the way. I'd say the hardest part of using this is once it hits and goes through, is stopping it before it comes back around. It bites. It's really nice. You really don't have to do too much to it. I'm gonna try and get some, maybe at some point, I got some tests I'm working on doing for some armor and stuff. I might bring it out here when I do that and do some little bit more involved tests with that. Anyway, like pork or something like that, and do some actual meat tests with it. So I got a little bit of a log here. Just to show y'all I'm not going to play around with it. Let me first off, let's see. Yeah. Well, come on. So, no issues with the tip. I need a little bit more practice. But wrist flicks. And that's cut pretty clean through there. I think I'm going to take a couple chops right here and just see how she holds up. Let me reposition this where I can see me. Alright, so first off, here's the sword. That's still pretty good. It's a little, I think we've effectively kind of rounded her off. Let's see how much y'all can see. Yeah. Every time I try to talk to y'all, I have trouble finding a good stick. See, I still got some bite to it. I'm still peeling bark. That bit right there is a little dull. Alright, so I can do a quick sharpen on that in a little bit. That seems to still be pretty good to go. I'm surprised. This is some sort of a stainless. I don't remember which numbers it had. But our fine edge, you can see, I don't know how well it'll show up on camera. I can see that our fine edge is gone, but the angles still work, and that tells me something. I'll get down here right fast and show y'all what the wood looked like. I guess for the sake of argument, I don't know if y'all can actually see down there right now. Man, everything's always off screen. Alright. Probably better for the sake of argument. And that's the problem. So, your weak point is going to be this right here. Now, I'm not particularly surprised. Well, there's your destructive test right there. So, yep. So, that right there is what we in the business would call a little bit of a problem. Now, I've hit this on some softer stuff and it's done good, but that's probably, yeah, that's even spraying. That's pretty analogous to hitting something like this. So, you got a shillelagh, and it probably hurts, but I don't think you're probably going to make it home on that. Oh. No, not quite. Got a little bit too much bend there. Well, what was I going to do? I was going to show you all this down here right fast. Alright, so magic editing later. But the sword itself gives some pretty deep, pretty clean cuts. This is my big hacking blows, just trying to break the thing. And this is going to be the little bit more aimed flicks right there. It does really good in the hand. There's no hand shock. There's not a whole lot to say on that, other than it appears that the sheath is a piece of garbage. Hopefully that'll sit right there. Well, I hope y'all have enjoyed watching me break some stuff. It's been a little while since I've had the privilege. The always speak too soon. So if you look down the shaft here, I don't know if y'all can see this right here, slowly torquing. So right here in our best, it will keel, but it will not go to the next round. Got a pretty bad little bend right there. That sucks. You know, I was worried about this because of the stainless. If this was something like 1075 or something, this would probably have kept going for months. But that does happen. That's a shame. I was happy. It gives good performance. I like the idea. The core concept is good, I guess. But in practice, you can see what you're getting out of it. This light stuff on this green stuff, you know, the angles are good. It cuts. Would I use it for self-defense? Yes. Would I have to prepare for it being disposable? Yes. And this is why we come out here and we shoot footage. I don't care if I break my stuff. I don't care if I'm right. But it's good to learn things. The old adage for stainless is nothing over 10 inches. A lot of people say nothing over 6 these days. And you can kind of see why. It lacks some structural stability, which is sad. And the sheath, I was expecting a little bit more. This is supposed to be actual and impact option. And I wish it worked out a little bit better. Be right back, guys. I appreciate y'all's forbearance on that. Yeah, I never seem to be popular until I'm shooting footage. But anyway, there's a lot to be learned from this. It's a nice. It's so nice. It's so nice that it shouldn't fall apart when you actually use it. And not quite as a disclaimer, but for discussionary purposes, I do stuff like this, you know, soft targets, maybe fingers or whatever these sticks can do. The reason why we hit the big stuff is, one, you can be accosted by people with weapons. You know, the classic, there's a baseball bat or a crowbar. But you need to know what you can do against that. And will this keep you alive in that situation? I would say you've got a very reasonable chance that these will stop it. These will block it. These gives you options. These probably aren't going to survive multiple encounters. And for stuff like hitting these big logs down here, even against human targets, people trying to hurt you and whatnot, they're big bony parts of you, and you need to know what it's going to do to your stuff. You know, this is some of the problem you see with even historically, these things go in, they hit stuff, and they jam. You know, I might have even started bending this a little bit when I stabbed with it. Do you know about that kind of stuff? I mean, still performs. The historically, these are used for dueling to a degree, usually as a last-ditch surprise, I don't have a pocket knife kind of way. A lot of times in polite society, these and cane guns were used because they didn't have humane societies and stuff collecting the dogs, the cats, the wild animals, and people were getting attacked on the streets, and these were used for fending off stray animals and stuff like that, which is a problem that y'all might at some point have a problem with yourself. But anyway, this is the cold steel heavy duty sword cane. It is a weapon I liked when I started this video, and I have serious doubts about its engineering now that we're through. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Till next time, this is Redwolf signing off. Y'all keep up the good fight.